what's crazy is that so many people, like, they'll come up to me and say, well, if I show kindness, then I'm being weak. But I think it's the total opposite. I think that if we were to say or do something kind, to me at least, it takes more courage to do that than it does to throw a punch, right? Or say something that's going to hurt. And our tongues have no bones, right? Like, our tongues have no bones, but they can do a great job at breaking hearts. But again, it's up to us if we choose the opposite. I was speaking in Connecticut, and an 8th grader came up to me named Kellen after my talk. And he's tall as me, like 6'4", 6'5" on the good days. But Kellen comes up to me and says, hey, Mr. Peace, a girl moved to our school 2 weeks ago. She has 3rd-degree burns all over her body. Her name's Sarah. Her and her mom got trapped in a house fire. And the house burned down, but they both made it out alive. But in the process, she got burned really badly. So because the house burned down, they had to get a new home in a whole new school district. And her first day at this new school, they all meet in the gym. I'm not sure if you guys meet anywhere before the bell rings. That's where they all congregate before the bell rings. Release into their classrooms. And so she walks through the doors, and all eyes are on her. And all eyes are on Kellen. He's the tallest kid in the school by far. He's the most athletic, most popular, right? So a lot of people are waiting to see what he's going to do because they're going to follow his lead. So he walks up to her, and he says, hi. And then he says, you're with me. Which meant nobody will put you down, nobody will tease you, nobody will bully you. And everybody followed that. And you see, he went up to her, called her everything in the book, ugly, stated the obvious imperfection on the outside, but he chose a higher path. He chose to use his power and influence for good, to build up instead of tear down. All of us have that power. I spoke in Ohio over the summer, and a 6th grader named Nico came up to me. He was like up to my chin. He was tall too. And he had like this Nike jumpsuit on, so I could tell he was like an athlete. And he just starts breaking down in tears. He says, Mr. Peace, I've been treating people really terribly. And I've been using my popularity to crush people's spirits and their hearts. And he said, I'm going to stop doing that after this day. That same talk, that night, I got a message from this counselor on Instagram. And this counselor reaches out to me. She said, Mr. Peace, I've been a counselor for 10 years. My daughter came home after your talk today. And she said she was so moved. She said tomorrow she's walking up to the girl that gets teased the most in the school, and she's asking her to sit with her at lunch for the rest of the school year. That's a leader. That takes courage, right? I had these 2 4th graders come up to me. I almost started crying. And tears are strength. They're the sweat of our strength, so I cry a lot. But this 4th grader came up to me, these 2 girls, and they said, Mr. Peace, there was a boy that was always getting teased because he couldn't afford nice shoes. So these 2 4th graders went around their subdivision collecting money so they could buy him a pair of new shoes. Instead of joining in the laughter and on causing more pain to this person, they chose a lot better path. And all of you guys have that power if you choose it, right? All of you guys can do this.